If you're looking for a show that has formal interviews with few things you can relate to, then this show isn't for you. This is the On the Air podcast starring you, the OTAP show. What does OTAP stand for? Well, we kind of just told you. These are informal interviews with people from all walks of life, talking about experiences you can relate to. Share in all of the laughs with real stories from real people. Find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen on the free Podcast Republic app. Now, get ready for this week's episode. Here's the OTAP show with your host, Corey.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Smooth Over, aka Real Ghost White.
Hey, this is Nikita, aka Jakari Star.
Yo, what's good? This is your boy Bob.
This is Kaya, aka Black Honey.
Hey folks, this is Corey, the host for Metal for Brains.
Hey girl, she's so pretty.
This is Greg, the infamous New Age Ike Turner.
Kicking it with the homie Corey, aka The Real Shitty. Now you're listening to On the Air Podcast.
And you're listening to the On the Air podcast.
The On the Air Podcast.
The On the Air podcast.
This is starring you.
Starring you.
Starring you.
It is an absolute honor and a privilege for me to bring to y'all this interview this week. One of my closest personal friends. You all know her in the Black Lives Matter movement. You also read the name on the title when you clicked on this interview to play it. So we got the homie Netta on the line. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm all right. I went to the doctor today and been there all day, but I'm here. I'm here trying to make this happen.
That's you are alive.
Yeah. For the people listening, this is probably just gonna. It's probably gonna be. I mean, my interviews are anyway. They are informal. This is probably gonna be a lot less, a lot more informal than others because I've been holding out on a lot of things because I've been saving it for the interview just to talk to you and just kind of catch up. Like I don't even know where to start. But I'll start here. One of the reasons why I started doing these interviews, or at least bringing it back in this medium, is because a lot of the work that you've been doing. I was kicking around the idea of bringing back my interviews because I used to do them on a website, but it was just mostly all text. And so I remember seeing a picture of you, around the time Ferguson happened, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. But the thing is that I saw you out there, and it was clear that you were about to start making an impact, and you had a story to tell, and that's the basis behind what my show is about. Aside from the bonus interviews where we're being silly or me and my girlfriend's on the phone or whatever the case, everybody has a story. Everybody, and if I had a nickel for everybody that was like, I don't have anything interesting to say, but everybody thinks their story is boring, but everybody else wants to hear about everybody else's story. So watching that, you are one of the motivating factors behind this. So I wanted to take the time to let you know that, and to definitely.
Oh, Corey, that's pretty amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah. See, I'm not an entire piece of shit. You see what I'm saying? So,
Debatable.
Wow.
That's really cute.
Wow. Debatable. Wow. Get out of here. But yeah, that's what it is, and that's from the bottom of my heart. I am proud of you. I am very honored to know you and to be able to call you a friend. So definitely keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Corey.
Yeah. All right. So now
Clearly, I don't hear nice things often.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, that's so nice.
Are you serious?
Not from real people. Like, not on the internet.
Oh,
I could
okay.
read, in real life. That's the difference.
How do you? I imagine your stance or your take to that is kind of how like like athletes don't really watch ESPN like that, or they don't really read sport articles or the shows because of everybody has an opinion on what they're doing and what they should be doing. I imagine that you sort of take a similar approach.
Deray doesn't read, or he doesn't read a lot of the things when we give like quotes and stuff. I read almost everything. So if someone tells me like, oh, so-and-so was talking about you today, I'll go look and see like what they said. And if it's true, I will leave it as it is. If it's false, like I will comment. And usually the person is like fake offended that I decided to comment on whatever fucked up thing that they're saying. But yeah, I usually read everything.
So, but the thing is, you already fighting one fight. So now,
right?
so you going out after every little bitty ones that's not true. Like,
not every single one. It depends. It depends on who it is, who said it.
Okay.
How severe of a lie it is, and just how I'm feeling that day. Because I mean, real talk, like it can always just go down. You know, like that's the thing.
Because
and
you
it
steal
is
that
sad
shit.
that I have. Yeah, that's like sad that I have to fight 2 fights in one, but I feel like my reputation or my my character, like people call my character into question every single day, and normally I'm able to just be like, okay, fuck it, whatever, because most people don't have like solid proof as to why they feel that way. It's just like something that they've perceived or like some shit that they made up. So I don't take that to heart, but the stuff that is just like super outrageous, I'm just like, where the fuck did you get that from? Like, who? Why?
I feel
like I just couldn't imagine if I sat on online all day, like making up shit about people. Like that would be crazy. I would never get any work done.
I feel the same way in the respect that, like, if let's say I respond to anything, it could be something I saw on Twitter, or it could be Facebook, or something I actually heard someone say with my own ears. And someone may say, hey, well, why are you worried about what they're saying? The thing is this, right? If you try to assassinate my character, I'm going to defend that all day, because that's what I have. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I have that precedes me. You know what I mean? And you never know who's listening to that. So I kind of feel you on that of defending your character, and you absolutely have a right to. I just didn't know that you was going at it with such fire that you do in your movement, but that's cool. That's really cool. What's the first? What was your first reaction since the movement started, and for the first like negative thing that you saw about you? How did that make you feel, and do you remember what that was?
Oh my God, I have no clue what the hell it was. It's been 19 months, 18 months. It could be anything, but I do remember. I do remember like this rage, like serious fire in my soul.
Well, see, that's not changed. So because you've always had that, right?
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm texting Deray like about this. I'm trying to do 34 things at one time.
All right.
But
So hold on.
I've
Time out. You texting Deray right now while we on the show?
Yeah.
So technically, he a part of this show.
Shut up. He is my friend. Yeah, I'm doing some stuff for the campaign this week, so I'm like, is this right or no?
I just mentioned to him that you doing an interview on the OTAP show. So when I approached him to try to do his interview, he was like, "Oh, I've heard of that before."
He's running for mayor.
I know it. But just mention it to him.
And he ain't got an hour to come sit on the phone with a stranger, but he might have a few minutes. I'll let him know.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, get back to what you were saying.
What was I saying?
You were telling me about the
first thing. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, no, I don't know what the hell the first thing was. It was probably a troll, and it was probably somebody telling me that I was lying, even though I wasn't. So that's it. You just get real hot, like all over, because it's just like, like it takes a certain level of delusion to like read something, to look at a photo or to watch a video, and then still say like, "Oh, that's not what happened," just because you're racist. Like that is really deep, and it's something like I feel like that is that it's like a mental illness. Like that is really really scary. So I probably was like full of rage and frightened that I live in a world with people like that.
What's the most outlandish thing that you've heard that you either supposedly done or are?
Oh, I don't know. Good God, it's everything. Who are they? There's like this queer group on Twitter that like put me number 1 on their top 10 activists, their top 10 queer activist list. Wow. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And that was like in the very beginning of the movement. I really didn't even know what queer meant. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then it was like, that I was queer, and they like fucked up my whole entire bio at that. And I was just like, well, who the hell wrote this? Like, why didn't you just ask me so I could tell you that I'm 1, not queer, and 2, like, just leave me alone? What? So yeah, that was really wild. Like they fucked up everything about who I am. And then when I called them on it, they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna make a correction." I was like, "No, don't make a fucking correction. You still have me as the number 1 person. Like, I'm not take me off it right now."
Like you wasn't just somebody on the list. Like when you number 1, they've been thinking about that for a long time.
I'm like, what? My grandma might see this. Like, put the Texas down. And then people were like, well, what's wrong with being queer? I'm like, absolutely the fuck nothing. But, like, I'm not queer.
Right.
And if I was, what if this outlet, whoever the hell they are, these random white people, just outed me? Like, that is a problem. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was crazy. Exactly. So, yeah, that's probably the wildest thing.
How did all of this start for you? I purposely avoided trying to find that for myself because I wanted to hear it from you. Like I knew you before the movement, and then it's like from my perspective, I saw a picture, and then boom, it took off. Like I saw the picture, was like, oh, I know her. Oh, okay, cool. My first thought was, let me tell you, my first thought was, man, that's a great shot. They just happened to catch her in it because I know you was from the area. But I didn't realize like there was like this purpose behind it. So how did this get started?
Man, I think it's like really, it's really great because I know a lot of people who decided to protest and they didn't have anyone to go with. And I mean, some people made friends or whatever, but I went literally with my best friends. So I found out about Mike Brown being killed by, her name on Twitter is Hey April. I think she changes her Twitter name a whole lot. Okay. Yeah, Hey April with 2 L's. And April does not live in St. Louis, lives nowhere near the Midwest, but she tweeted me and was like, Netta, I think the police just killed a boy and his body is still in the street. Like, look into this. And I was just like, no, they didn't. Not as in, no, they didn't kill anyone because the police, St. Louis City Police, maybe 2 miles away from Mike Brown was killed in Ferguson, killed my friend Stefan in February of 2014. So I know for a fact that, like, the police in St. Louis are deadly. Everybody knows this. But I could not believe that his body was still on the ground. Everybody was watching. The police had pulled guns, and not just like regular Glocks on people, but legit like M16s on little babies and pregnant women. And then I saw the picture of Mike Brown's mom, Leslie, where she was crying because she couldn't, like, they wouldn't let her go see her child. And so my best friend and I were talking in our group chat, and she was like, wait for me to get off work, blah, blah. I spent the whole day, the whole first day on Twitter, like, correcting the little news that did come out from local news like Fox 2.
I remember that.
Yeah, because they were talking about him like he was just some random grown-ass man walking down the street and, like, the police just accidentally killed him or some shit. And it's just like, no, he's not grown. He's a teenager. He's 18. That's somebody's baby. And I just remember from like Trayvon and from Jordan Davis, like if this little boy was white, he would be the fucking football star. He would be the ex Boy Scout. Like
He'd have like some awesome adjective to help make everybody feel for
he
him.
would even be dead, which is more than likely no. So it's just like, I know fucking better, and like y'all not gonna pull this shit off. So that's how I spent the first few hours before my best friend got off work, and then we went down to Ferguson, which is like 5 minutes from her house, 15 from where I was. And that was like the first day, and that wasn't even a protest. Like I don't even call the first 21 days of what happened in St. Louis after Mike Brown was killed protests. Because to me, like we were under military and police occupation. So it was more so just pure resistance. Like all you saw were black people fighting the fuck back against the police and the National Guard until it was finally over. It's a lot. The early days were some shit.
So, like, from that point, when did it, like, sort of, like, take off for you? Like, when did you kind of come into your own as, I am a protester? When did you realize you were one of the leaders of this movement?
I think it was when I would get invited into rooms, into meetings, into all these like backdoor things. And it would be like all of the men in the movement who had made themselves really visible and like proclaimed and called themselves leaders. And because a lot of people got their news from my Twitter, or because so many people who came from out of town, so like a lot of people I'm friends with now came from Chicago, came from Atlanta, came from California. Like people came from all over. I have a friend who drove from New Jersey. Like all of these people who came and told me like they came because they were reading my tweets. So with like having that type of impact, and I'm outside, like not trying to be in a room, don't give a fuck about this room. The guys eventually invited me into these rooms. But when I was there, like they wouldn't let me speak, or people would ask me questions and then the men would answer. And I was just like, well, what the fuck? Like they asked me a question, not you.
Right.
So finally, like I only had to sit through half a meeting before I literally just left and was like, this ain't the fucking movement. And I went back outside. So I realized then that I had something that they clearly wanted or that they wanted access to.
Okay.
And I just made like a real succinct decision to be mindful of how I move, who I align myself with, and make sure I make good decisions to where I could sleep at night.
Have you reached a point where you're able to sort of relax in a sense? Because even like from that, what it sounds like from that first interaction, and that sucked. But even from that first interaction, people wanting to not so much about your best interest, but access to you for their best interest. Are you able to read that better, or can you even relax now?
Oh, hell no, I can't relax. What? It is even worse now. People always want something like I'm like walking clickbait, and that's really fucked up because that's really dehumanizing, and it's completely against everything the movement is about. We're literally trying to get people to see our humanity, and being so visible puts me in a box to where people, movement folks, media, whatever, put me in this box. And like when I try to fight my way out of it, it's like, oh no, you're not supposed to do that. So that's like really dehumanizing. And it's some bullshit. Like I don't know. I just have to live with the fact that everything I do is going to be scrutinized. If I sneeze too fucking hard, somebody's going to be mad. If I wake up and I don't say excuse me for something, people are going to be mad. If I'm happy, people are mad. If I'm mad, people are mad. Like, it's really fucked up.
And you know what? Like, how does that how are you able to cope? Because having known you before the movement, I know you as an introvert like me. So keeping people like at a arm's length, I imagine how difficult that could be and how frustrated that is. So how do you deal with that now?
Oh, it's been really great. I say no to a lot of things. I say no to a lot of people, organizations, invites, places. I took it's March. I've taken a 4-month break from like going to speak and talk to people at like speaking engagements. Mm-hmm. So with all of those things mixed in with I am an introvert and like being on the road basically for a year, it was just too much. So I've just taken a break. I start back up next week though. Oh, okay. So I'm just praying my way through it, and I've learned to like give people my rules and regulations before we start things. So next week they know I will only be there for my time that I'm supposed to be speaking. I'm not staying for the whole symposium. I'm going to my room and taking a nap.
One of the and keeping in line with that same thing and the request for your time, I'll be honest with you. I sat for a while.
You gonna pay me?
I promise you, if I had the resources, I would. Now, when I get it one day, whatever you want is yours.
Oh no, Corey.
Here's the thing, right? So I sat for a while. On asking you, I know I wanted to interview you, but I sat for a few reasons. The main one was I didn't want you to think that, because I could only imagine how many people out there were just like you just said, they just wanted your access. I didn't want you to think that I was one of those people. I didn't want you to, right. I get it, but this is like what's going on in my head, right? So then I was like, well, maybe I should, because I wanted to do it like from the very beginning, and then I was like, well, damn, that time has passed, and now she had magazines, getting articles wrote out, you know what I mean? She kicking it with President's Wives. I'm like, okay, now, but I still want to do it, and after a while, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask her about it, and hopefully she know me well enough to know that that's not what this is. And to go from there. The other thing that was sort of kind of made me sit for a minute, and I'll tell you why I decided to go for it anyway. I recognize that by having you on this show and being associated with you, I recognize that the same way that some government organizations look into you, they'll probably look into me also. I recognize that, and I sat for a while because I was like, well, me being an introvert and all of that aside, I was like, do I really want that? Am I really ready for that? And the reason why I was like, fuck it, was because you're already going through this. And if I'm gonna call you friend, I should be willing on some grounds to be able to go through that with you. And that's an unfair thing to ask of a friend. But like, me, I don't want you to have to go through anything by yourself if I can be there to help you with it. So I couldn't get up to Ferguson. I couldn't get up to South Carolina. I couldn't get up to a lot of these places. And so I was hoping that this would serve in some form or fashion as my contribution until I can do more, and that hopefully you wouldn't feel like I was just trying to take advantage.
No. When you asked me, do I feel safe? Like, people's idea of safety is like not accurate, and that's fine. That's a whole different thing. But like, even now, I'm in St. Louis, and like the police follow me home at least 3 times a week. Whenever I decide, like whatever time I come home, the police randomly follow me home. So like wherever I go, I'm not safe, and like I have to be okay with that. And I don't expect other people to take on that, like what could be considered a heavy burden for somebody else. But we made a decision and a choice a long time ago to give safety the fuck up, like in August of 2014. And that's just not me or Deray, but like our other friends like Kayla and Leon and Brittany and Reggie, like all these people gave all that sense of security, like that fake false ass sense of security is gone. And when you live like that, like you have literally nothing to lose. So death doesn't faze me. Being afraid or being scared of anything, not scared of shit. Like for what? You know, like I should have died at least 3 times in Ferguson. So just being here every day is something.
Cool, because when they come knocking on my door, I'm gonna be texting you for advice.
Don't call me because they're already on the phone. They might as well say hi. They on the damn show too.
Right. I would definitely, because I'm gonna have to check myself, because my first reaction ain't gonna be, I'm not even thinking about this. I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. Now I'm gonna take it as a personal attack, and I have to realize this might not be the right medium for it.
Yeah, everybody, like all my friends, just have to get over it after a while, and that's fine. It takes some getting used to, though.
How do you feel now, sort of being that go-to person for your friends? Like I imagine like that with things that happen now in their own communities that you don't have visibility to, and they come to you and ask you to take a look at it. How does that feel?
Gosh, it just depends on the day. Like, if it is, Lord, I don't know. Like, I'm looking right now, and Deray just sent me this tweet. The Houston police have just killed somebody, and it's a large crowd of people outside. So, like, shit like this, like, that brings me real smooth to the reality that, like, my life is not a celebrity life in any way possible. Like, this shit is still real. The police are still killing people. And people do ask for help, or people ask me to look at stuff, or can you read this email? Can you give me 15 minutes of your time? Like, it is exhausting. It is exhausting, but I also understand that it is, it's a gift that people trust. Like, it's a gift to know that people trust you so much to come in their time of need or in their time of help, and just hope that visibility can give them, like, I can amplify whatever it is that they need to be seen by the world, or however many followers I have. So I don't know, it's a blessing and a curse.
Okay. Are you on, I feel like I read this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are you on the FBI most wanted list?
No, I'm not on the FBI most wanted list.
Are you on some government list where they like watching you or something like that? I feel like I saw that.
Definitely am.
But it's not the FBI most wanted list, right? Because I was gonna say that's outlandish.
No, the FBI have admitted that they were monitoring our phones before, especially when I was in Baltimore, and especially when I was here in St. Louis. And like, I'm so certain that every phone that is around me is tapped, and that's totally like, I don't care.
We need them to speak up if they're on the show right now. So
right, say hi. But no, when we were in Baltimore, there was this third party tech company that did like a assessment of the people who were in Baltimore, and at the time during the protest, and Deray and I were labeled high level threats.
That's what it was. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking FBI because it's Quantico out there,
right? Because that's some crazy shit though. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? I'm a high level threat because I have a lot of followers on Twitter. Ain't that a bitch?
Right, but right. Is that what
I'm not the one with the guns? Like, that's the police, not me.
Right, like y'all in Baltimore, like right now, and I'm the one that you worried about.
Right. Right. What?
Right, like y'all, none of y'all that created this list watched The Wire. Like y'all. No. So okay. Let's talk about Deray for a little bit. How did you all meet?
My friend.
How did y'all link up?
We met at a street medic training in Ferguson in early August. I don't remember the day. But yeah, we were learning how to flush our eyes out after getting tear gassed.
Wow.
And that was the first time I met him.
Yo, listen, if I meet anybody in a situation where I'm getting my eyes together and we getting our eyes, learning how to flush our eyes out from the tear gas, yo, that's it. Like we besties forever. We just flushed our eyes out with tear gas together. Like
yeah, well, that's my bestie. He's definitely my best friend.
That's dope. It's like the history books is going to show like Netta and you realize that, right? Netta and Deray. That's what the history books are going to show. Like y'all are going to be in people's textbooks.
Yeah.
Has that set in yet?
Hell no. What? Who thinks about that?
Well,
no.
I am.
No.
Damn it. Because that's what it's going to be. Like, yo.
I mean, I think it's easier for people who aren't, like, it's easier for people outside of it to think about that shit because we still live in it. Like, I'm just trying to make sure I live to see another year.
Listen, you're going to have some.
So I could even.
You're going to have some whitewashed passage in a social studies book.
That's why I make sure everything I say is black as hell. Like, I was not for the fuckery. Black people, I'm here for black people and blackness.
You gonna be mad if the page is white, damn it. Nah, I'm just fucking.
That's right.
Exactly. And he is like running for mayor, and I mean, anything I can do to help in that regard, let me know because he has my full support. I know he's busy. If I'm gonna reach out to him to see if he has time to do the show, even if it's for 20-30 minutes, that'd be cool. I'd love to have him on this platform for that. I know he doesn't know me, but I hopefully he hears this interview and realizes that he has a friend over here too. So, and just if you want to put him on speakerphone real quick, you don't have to say nothing so he can hear this for himself.
I don't even know what he's doing right now. I have no clue. We're done texting. I
have a couple questions. Some silly stuff too because I want to laugh with him. But in his pictures, just tell me this, right? And I sort of got a glimpse that this might not all the way be true when I watched him on Stephen Colbert's show. But in all his pictures, he and I get it, like the movement is serious. But in all his pictures, he seemed like he nothing's a joke. Like he doesn't laugh at anything. Does he do that on purpose? I imagine he has a sense of humor.
Oh yeah, he's super funny. Like Deray is fucking hilarious. But people, it's just like the work that we do is so fucking serious. So if we are like sitting around all day just joking and laughing, like people freak the fuck out. Like even if he talks about, when he talks about Spotify, like he's listening to music like normal everyday people do. People are like, "Are you being sponsored by Spotify? Are they paying you to tweet about this?" Da 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 da. It's just like, damn, this man can't like music like you do. Shit. So,
right. That's like the other night.
Oh my god.
With the Apple Music joint.
Oh my god. That was like so wild to me.
Jay-Z donated such and such amount of dollars to
the movement, not
to the
to
movement,
me,
to the
like...
movement, right? Exactly. So you can't support. So you can't listen to you gotta listen to Apple. Some bullshit he said. Yo.
And then he did all of that, unfollowed me, and then followed me back like 2 days later. And it's just like, I see you. Like, I see you. You left because you were shamed.
Exactly.
Because you sitting up at 2 a.m. worried about what I'm listening to on my phone that I pay for.
Exactly.
People are wild.
And speaking of Spotify, the OTAP show will be on Spotify very soon. We are not there yet, but we will be. Spotify has a very tight selection process, and I don't see why we can't make it. So that's my plug for that. Let's talk about some fun stuff. I want to talk about the Essence shoot and when you first got the call that you were going to be in Essence magazine. Did you know you were going to be on the cover?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So what is that call like? You get the call, you're gonna be in Essence, like Essence magazine, like for real black.
Yeah, I have no clue. Like, I met this woman who works at Essence when we were in New Orleans for Essence Fest, and she emails me. I'm like laying in the bed, half asleep, like dozing off, and my notifications go off. So I'm like, let me email her back. And she's like, can we hop on the phone really quick? And I'm like, okay. And I didn't know what they wanted. Like, I don't know. And then we get on the phone and she's like, basically, we want to ask you to be on the cover of February's magazine.
Wow.
For Black Girl Magic. And I was just like, excuse you? Like, that's the cover of somebody's fucking magazine. Like, that is intense.
Wow.
So it still doesn't like really hit me. People like my friends talk about it way more than I do. I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe in like 10 years or something, I'll be super excited about it.
I get the digital subscription to Essence and a few other magazines, but I actually went out and actually bought the copy, and I'm gonna tell you why I did it. I was in not Target, Walmart. I was in the self checkout, and I looked up, and that's when it hit me because I saw the Facebook post, but that's when it hit me. I was like, yo, like I know her, like that's my buddy. That's my buddy.
It was the biggest secret I've ever had to keep. Well, one of the two biggest secrets. Like, we went into 2016 with, I got this cover on the way, and Deray's running for mayor. I'm like, boy, like, this is a lot. Like, how am I supposed to keep the lid on this?
Right.
So
look,
yes.
Right, I walked up to it, and I picked it up, and I looked at it, and the front cover was kind of tore, so I had to put that issue to the back. And so the next one had Tiana Paris. I think that's how you say her name. The next one had. So I had to dig like two more, and like there you was, and I was like, okay. So I picked yours up, and then I was about to walk off, and I saw that it had I forget the other woman's name, who's the other cover person, but that's what. Yeah, exactly. So before I walked out, I was like, well, I went back and found another issue with yours and put yours on the front. And bought it and walked off. Let me ask you this: Did you ever buy your own copy?
Yeah. What?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. When you bought it, did you?
Oh my God!
When you
I was in California, in San Diego, and that was the only place I could find them. Like, I couldn't find them in St. Louis on the day it came out. I couldn't find them when I went to Baltimore, and I could not find them. I was with Deray, and we were like going from Barnes and Nobles to Barnes and Nobles trying to find it so we could find it together. Nope. I'm in California by myself in the middle of nowhere, San Diego, and I'm at Walgreens, and they had it, and they had like a shelf full, and then I go to this Walmart, and they had like a shelf full, so I just grabbed all of them. Yeah, because Essence like sent me a whole box, but I was like, that's not enough, because my grandma got her hands in it and started mailing them off and stuff, and I was like, these ain't yours. So I had to buy some more. You just reminded me I need to email them and ask for some more also.
Oh, is that how that works?
Out.
They'll just send you more?
Yeah, Vanessa, the editor-in-chief of Essence, when I saw her at the Black Women in Music thing, she was like, if you need some more, just let me know. I was like, great.
Hey,
I'm sure they have like them in stock or something. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
They usually keep it's easily printed because there's digital format, so they can. I imagine it's not that much. It wouldn't be that much hassle. If she ever hits you up and she's like, if you know any dope black podcasts, definitely say, hey, you know what, I might know somebody. So, but when you bought it and you went to the cashier, did the cashier recognize that you were buying your own magazine?
She was an old white lady.
Oh, goodness. All right.
And she was just like, she started to scan it, and then she saw that I had so many, and she was like, "Do you know her?" And I was like, "That's me." And then she picked it up, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, what do you do?" And I was just like, "I don't know if you might not get down with what I do, but just ring me up, girl."
Right. Hey, look, don't ask no more questions.
Yeah,
I think in order for this for your day not to go as rough as what it's about to, just go ahead and charge me my $3.99, $4.99 in Canada.
Yeah, I don't want to upset you.
Because
I didn't even feel like it.
I'm gonna tell you what would have happened had it been me and you, because that wouldn't have been sufficient. We'd have went to another store.
No.
We'd have went to another store to get other folks' reactions, and I would have had a camera because I would have wanted to see that, like their reaction when they realized that it was you.
One of my friends, we were walking through Target when I came back to St. Louis, and they specifically ran up and got a cover, and literally I'm walking through, and I did not know that they were walking next to me with this damn magazine like up to my face until I like looked to my right.
Oh, that's scary
and I was
shit.
like, "What the hell are you?" And I was like, "Oh my God, why are you so embarrassing?" So everybody who was walking by is just like, "Oh shit, like why is she on the magazine? Who is that?" And I was just like, "Why are you doing this?" But I've had my fair share of embarrassment with the magazine cover.
That's super dope, though. That's really, really cool. That
it is really wild.
Yeah.
Really wild. I don't know. I guess I feel like maybe because like my mom isn't here, I really don't. I don't know. That's like the one person I wish who could be like, who could see exactly what the hell is happening. Like, and I'm pretty sure she could see it from wherever she is.
Yeah.
But I wish she was here. Like, she could physically be like, "That's my baby."
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Your mom and the relationship with your mom. Tell us. I know the history, but I'm not sure if my listeners do. And why it's so significant.
My mom had lupus before she got sick, like when I was in school, 2007, 2008, I was fine. She was fine. That summer I first came home from college, she got sick, and the doctors said it was trigeminal nerve condition. Because like a part of her brain, like the nerves in her brain would cause her to have pain on the other side of her body, and it would be like, she would just be miserable. And then they like did more tests, and they found out she had lupus, which lupus is like one of the top killers of Black women besides cancer. And like I just really, I hate everything about lupus because it just takes them away from you so quickly. And it's really fucked up. So she had lupus for a few years, and then like it started attacking her immune system. And then in the very end, she ended up having a heart attack, and her heart just stopped beating.
Wow.
So she passed away in January 31st of 2014.
Yep.
My friend was killed by the police February 2014. I was like super fucking depressed the rest of the time. And I don't have a family that is big on mental health or big on even crying or expressing emotions. So like I was going through all this shit and all these emotions, and they didn't know what to do with me. And I didn't know what the fuck to do with myself. So I started like reading more, like how to grieve basically. And then I've had to snap out of it because my little sister was starting her freshman year of high school, and I had to think like, what does it mean for this little Black girl to go to school and not have her mom? Like, because I at least had my mother when I was a freshman in high school, so I was like, I need to like get it together real fucking quick, and I don't know, I just snapped out of it. So like for a whole month in July, from July to early August, I was good. We were hanging out. We were getting her school supplies ready, school clothes. Like I was in full big sister mode. And then Mike was killed. And so like it's been a roller coaster for everybody, but thankfully, I think my sister is the most understanding of why I have to be gone all the time, or why I'm so passionate and dedicated. Like, we both agreed that if our mom was alive in 25, 26, with no kids, like, this would be what she was doing. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah. And again, like I keep telling you, like I'm proud of you, and it's not just the movement. That's one thing, but being in a position to be able to see your growth as a person, that's an extremely privileged position, and not many people, that not many people have. And so you jumping in and having to be all things to your sister, and it's super dope that she's understanding, because teenagers ain't always the most understanding group. I know, because I used to be one.
Yeah, no.
In essence, you're quoted as saying, I keep believing that this is what I should be doing. I'm a protester. How long did it take you to realize that that's who you are? Like, this is what's been inside me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a protester. Like, that's a powerful statement to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel more comfortable saying, like, I'm a protester than flat out being like, I'm a leader, or I am all of these adjectives that other people use. Because protester makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel a part of a community. It makes me feel like I am one of the, like, I'm in this lineage of, like, Black people in this country have been resisting since we got here. We all protesters, even if people don't realize it. I had this quote that I said on this panel one time. It was like, to be Black and alive in America is to be a walking protest, because you're doing exactly what the status quo doesn't want you to do.
Simply by existing. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Time Magazine, I feel like you've been in Time Magazine twice. I know they just released it.
It's been a few times.
It's been a few times. Okay, all right, my bad. My fault. My bad. How many times then, to be exact? Shit.
Shit, I don't know. I just be too. Hell.
I know the most recent one, the list of 30 and influential people on the internet. What was the other time that the other times that you were in there? And I know I've seen them. I know at least twice.
Ferguson protesters came in second for Person of the Year, People of the Year, last year. I think that was last year. Behind the doctors who cured, what was that disease? It was something that was happening. And Ferguson protesters came in second. And so, like, the profile started off with, like, myself and Deray and our friend Brittany and all of our other friends, protester friends in Ferguson, and then moved to the broader movement.
Did Time reach out to you, or did they just kind of just start writing an article?
This time or the last time?
Either one.
The first time, yeah, it was like an extensive interview. And then this time, nope, I woke up yesterday just like everybody else and was tweeting, minding my business. And one of my followers had tagged me to the tweet. It was like, look, Netta. And I was just like, what are you talking about? And then I looked and I was like, holy shit. Like, what is happening?
Right. It's like, did you feel slighted? Like they didn't reach out to you? Do you feel like they were just like, oh, we talked to her before, so it's cool?
Oh, no. With stuff like that, like, there was like no quotes for anybody. And it's, what is it, like the list and stuff, they usually don't have quotes when you make like a top 10, a top 20, top 30, whatever type thing. So no, I didn't feel any kind of way about it. It was fine.
Okay. And like I've seen other articles written, like for instance the Huffington Post. They have a very unflattering picture of you when you were getting put in handcuffs. do they ever reach out? I'm assuming you know what picture I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen all of that crap. And I don't really mind that picture either because I'm getting arrested. Like, I didn't go to be glammed up. It was hot as hell. It was August 10th. So we had just left another protest. And
You definitely look mad as shit.
Oh, I was. Like, I was pissed. It was hot, and I was just like, what the fuck is happening? And the only reason why I even went over the gate is because Deray and our friend Caleb were over there, and I was like, the police are coming. Like, I'm trying to periscope. Like, I literally periscoped everything about my arrest until they literally put my hands behind my back. Because I just didn't want them to be over there by themselves.
Right.
And normally, like, when the police interact with us, we're able to, like I usually am able to, like, weasel my way back to the crowd or whatever. But that day, they was like, nope, got your black ass. And I was the first person arrested. So you damn right I was mad as hell. Like, they gave me a ticket for obstruction of the regular use of a door or some shit. I was like, it's literally people blocking the actual door. Like, they are sitting down on the ground. I'm literally like 30 feet away from this fucking door. I am not blocking this goddamn door.
Exactly.
Like, they're petty, and they knew exactly who the fuck I was. Those white officers were so goddamn rough. Like, I came out with bruises. My arm was fucked up. Like, my back was fucked up. It was just a lot. I was so pissed.
Where do you find the strength to not put your elbow in their face?
Oh, because I know they would totally kill me. And I got shit to do. Like, I have a 15-year-old sister. So, no. Like, I'm not going to give them any reason to fuck me up more than what they already want. So, like, even when I go to, like, the mall, the St. Louis Galleria, St. Louis County Police, like, act a fucking fool every time. Like, security follows me around. Then they'll call the police, and the police just follow me around because they can recognize my face. But with the movement being so decentralized and it's so diverse, they never know who else is a fucking protester besides, like, the people who have chosen to make themselves visible. So I could be like just the plant or whatever, and at any moment a protest might pop off. So I get it, but it's just like, no, motherfucker. Like, I'm here to go get some panties. I'm here to go buy some makeup. Like, I'm literally here to be a regular person right now. But if you keep fucking with me, we might have a problem.
So they think you're the one that's going in there, and there's like a shitload of sleeper cell protesters, and y'all about to start a flash mob of protesters.
Every time.
Wow.
Every damn time. Or they just follow me down the street or whatever. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, go find something to do. That's why I have to keep everything in my car right. Like, my tags right, my plates right.
Oh, man. Like, it's a different world now. Like, everything got to be on point.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a bitch. It is really a bitch.
Don't let your insurance lapse. For 16 hours.
No, my insurance went down once I hit 25. I got that.
There you go.
If I got no kind of money, I got my insurance money for sure.
So
I'll be on the road.
So we see a lot of things that's going on. We make progress, we see setbacks. We make progress, we see another setback. But even in all of that, and all of the work that you've done in the last 18, 19 months, what's the most encouraging thing that you've seen?
I love seeing people be empowered and knowing that their voice can make a difference. So, like we were talking about, when people reach out or whatever, that's people being empowered. They know that they have someone that they can talk to, or tweet, or people Snapchat me the most. Like their personal stories of like, hey, can you help me with this? I want to speak out in class about XYZ. Do you have some resources? Whatever. So it's just like, this is stuff that I wish I had when I was in high school or when I was in college or even middle school. And then just as far as like engaging the system, I was in, I thought what I thought was engaged when I was voting for like Obama and all the people who are in power in St. Louis right now. I had no clue who the fuck I was voting for real. I had never been to a city council meeting. I had never been to to vote on like any community based issues at a city council meeting before. But since August 2014, that's like a normal thing for me. And I don't mind going to like listen to a hearing for 2 hours so I can ask questions at the end and press like local officials. So shit like that happening all over is like really encouraging. So knowing that people are organizing to get Mayor Knowles out of Ferguson, that makes me extremely happy. Going to canvas to get Black people elected to Ferguson City Council, that was fucking big. Like the city council is now, like there's more Black people on the city council in Ferguson than there has ever been. And like people are now like organizing to work on making all these structures in St. Louis and other cities more equitable. And that's like a first. So seeing like in Chicago, them voting out Anita Alvarez. When I lived in Chicago, the first thing I learned was Rahm and Alvarez were trash. And so it is so exciting to see Rahm is like his approval rating is like in the teens, and Alvarez is out. The man who was the prosecutor over Jamel Rice's case is out. Like people not only were in the streets and shutting down shit, they took all that anger, that justifiable anger, straight to the voting booth, and that is exciting because I believe in local politics more than I do national. That's just me. So I love to see like the changes and structures happening on local levels.
You mentioned President Obama. Have you met the president?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not.
Have you met the First Lady?
No, I have not.
You met Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders.
Yes, I have.
What was it? I'm not. I know your opinion of both. I'm not going to ask about Bernie Sanders. What was that meeting like with Hillary Clinton?
Oh God. It was literally like, oh goodness, it was just like sitting. She is an absolute quintessential politician, and that's just it. Like every answer is political. I did not see any part of what I could perceive to be an actual human answer. I'm not even being funny. Like she is legit. She's a politician through and through. Like, and that's it. So it was just like, why? Why? So everyone else had questions. I just hit her with a 3-point statement like, here's how I've heard your privilege show up in this conversation. And here's how I've heard your privilege block you from listening to Black people at this table telling you that we are the experts in being Black, and you telling us that you know more than us about being Black. So that was it. Like, I don't have much for Hillary.
So y'all didn't. Really so you mean to tell me y'all ain't hug at the end?
Oh my word, she gave me a handshake. Like that's all I could do. Deray Periscope. I didn't know that he had the damn Periscope on, and I did not know that he had the Periscope on me. And I look over.
Oh, he's the homie for that. He's the homie. Oh, he does have a sense of humor.
Shady boots. So she comes up, and I'm like trying to make my way out of not like trying to interact with her. And he's right there. And people on Twitter were like, "You rolled your eyes at Hillary." And I was just like, yeah, that's a real feeling. Like I did not, I wasn't feeling her. So she got the good old eye roll too. Like I meant that one. I had to watch it for myself. I was like, damn.
I think that it's super dope that even through all of this, like you're still Netta. You know what I mean? Like that. This doesn't change you. The fact that you were in here with Hillary Clinton. You know what I mean? That Hillary Clinton can get the eye roll. You see what
Yes.
you know what I mean? So
she deserved it. Like she really did. And that's not to say that Bernie's meeting was any better, but it was just like Hillary.
Did
like,
you roll your eyes at Bernie?
Hell? No.
Oh, okay. Well, then it was it was a little better. And if Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders want to come on the show and defend their stance,
my God,
we're open to that.
They ain't coming on this damn show. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know better.
But just in case if they was wondering, if they wouldn't know how to play it.
I don't know. Bernie might. You never know.
Have you met Oprah?
No.
Have you talked to Oprah?
No.
She mentioned you in something, didn't she? Like she had you. Like she.
I was in O Magazine as a trailblazer.
Okay.
But that wasn't Oprah. Like that was her people. Like her people reached out.
I mean, it's Oprah. Like Oprah got people that got people.
Yeah, I think she stopped. She finally stopped saying, where's the leadership in the movement? I think that's officially over.
It's got to be.
Right, because then that would just be really wild. Like, man.
Exactly. All right, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun. Since the movement has started, other than me, who's the dopest contact you got in your phone?
Other than you.
Other than me.
I don't know. Like it's some it's some real interesting people. Who is someone really cool? Well, everybody knows Jesse. Like I just started at Ebroji. Okay. So Jesse Williams, like I talk to him and his wife literally every day. Uh-huh. There is Kendrick Sampson from How to Get Away with Murder. Okay. He is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he's cool. Carmichael, Gerard Carmichael he's like a really good friend. We talk often, and I watch the Carmichael show. Like, I really love that damn show.
Oh, no, in high society now. Look at you. I say, look at you in high society now.
Oh, please.
Like, you got people, too.
I'm sitting here in socks that don't match. Like, high society does not matter to me. But it's cool.
You ever sit around with your family and just start name dropping?
No, they don't know who half these people are.
I will straight give my mama the iPad and say, I'm going to give you a list. I'm going to name some people in my phone. I want you to Google them real quick. I want you to know, mama, that I made now.
They don't know. My grandmother, she definitely knows who Jesse Williams is. Uh-huh. But that's about it.
Okay. So when they make the movie, the Black Lives Matter movie.
Oh my God. Keep me out of it.
Well. I mean, if they make the movie without you, it's like making Straight Outta Compton without Eazy-E. Okay, so when they make the movie, who is playing you?
Oh my goodness, who knows? I don't even know when a movie will be made.
Well, what I'm asking is, who would you want to play you?
Oh, Lord. I don't know. Who is?
You know they're gonna choose somebody dark skinned, right?
Oh Lord. Gotta find someone who's with the shits.
I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. They're either gonna find somebody dark skinned, or they're gonna have someone so far outside of the profile, like Lauren London.
Oh, Lord, I don't know about any of that. I have no clue. You don't have she hasn't come around yet.
You don't have anybody that you would like to see play you?
Crystal.
Okay. All right. Depending on when the movie is made and how old you are, they might throw Loretta Devine in there.
Loretta Devine. I don't look anything like Loretta Devine.
They don't care.
And that's not to say that Loretta isn't beautiful.
They don't care. That's my whole point. They're gonna choose somebody that looks nothing like you.
No. Oh God. Could you imagine if they just made a movie full of like about the protest and none of us looked any type of way?
That's how they gonna. I promise you, that's how they gonna do it. Who do you think they're gonna have play?
We would protest the movie.
Who do you think?
So
they're gonna
I don't
have,
think they want that.
Who do you think they're gonna have play Deray?
Again, depending on, I don't know. We're just too far.
This is the fun part, right? So we just clowning around.
I don't know. Well, when he gets older, like in the movie, maybe Leon. Like I think Deray looks really similar to Leon.
They go.
I'm not kidding.
They gonna have David Ruffin play him.
Yeah. When Deray get old, sure.
Ain't nobody thinking about you, Otis.
Literally.
Oh man. Mm-hmm. Tell us more about the Ebroji app.
So Ebroji is like, it's really great. It's strictly for it's not strictly for Black people, but it is like a hub for Black-centered gifts. So you know how on the Twitter app, there's like, Twitter has their own official gifts hub now that's like embedded into the actual app. Yeah. But Ebroji is an app that you can download. It's only on iPhones. It's only on Apple right now.
Phones that matter.
But yeah, that's not right. That's not right.
My bad. All phones matter. Yeah. My fault.
But it's literally Jesse Williams, his wife Erin, and 2 other engineers who came up with the app. And it's Black-centered things. So literally, we can watch Love and Hip Hop Monday night, and Tuesday morning, I'm looking for the gifts online to find and drop them in there with the quotes or whatever. And it's really cool. It's like everything Blackness. You got Carefree Black Girls. You got a Beyonce section. You got a Give Money section. Like, it's dope.
And it's the app is free?
Yes, free $99.
So wait a minute. You mean to tell me the app wasn't free just for me? Like you giving it to everybody for free?
They gave it to everybody for free.
Look, I'm about to start.
Well, I wouldn't have it.
I'm about to start cashing in on this relationship, and I thought I just did. Let's talk about a couple more things here. Let's talk about WeTheProtesters.org and Campaign Zero. I know it's been...
Corey, who is going to listen to this? This is so long. We've been on the phone for an hour.
You ready to go?
14 minutes.
You ready to get off the phone?
No, but how long are your shows usually? This is long. And I thought we were going to do fun stuff. We the Protesters ain't fun.
Okay, all right. So, generally, my shows, I try to keep them around an hour. I figure... And that's another thing. Like, a lot of times, I just get lost in the conversation. I've had 2-hour shows, but I break them up into part 1s and part 2s.
Okay. I'm like, this makes sense to me.
Yeah. Now you just saying it because it's just you, but people will listen. If I put out an hour and 30-minute show, they'll listen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want to give you an opportunity to be sure that everything that's important to you and that you have going on, you bring light to, and you know, shed some light on it. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it.
Oh, okay.
And I might just leave all of that in this episode too, because that's how it is. You get it raw here on the OTAP show. But no, I just shed a little bit of light on it, and then we're gonna get into some more of the fun stuff. I promise you.
So WeTheProtesters.org. We started that after we were done with, or not done, but in conjunction with the Ferguson Protester newsletter. Uh-huh. So people were constantly like, well, what do they want? What are their demands? They don't have this. Blah, 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 blah. So we came up with the idea for WeTheProtesters.org. Uh-huh. So there's literally a mission statement of who we are. There's an open letter on there from January 15th, 2015 that states who we are, what we're about, why we made the site. There's a list of the names of police victim, uh, victims of police violence. So you can see their names and faces, get to know the actual victims. If we could find their photos, we did, and we put them on there. There is a national police violence map, so you can see just like where the hot spots are, and you can click on the cities, and it'll be an interactive tool. You can see the number of people who have been killed by police in this city, were they armed, unarmed, what race, etc. There's a police accountability tool on there, and that's literally so you can compare and contrast cities, jurisdictions, populations, what the murder rate is outside of the police. So that's really informative. It's just literally packed with information. There's a list of demands from all across the country. There's a list of who the protesters, like the student protesters, who did the protest last year, last fall, last winter. Their what is the word? Their demands are on the site. There's checkthepolice.org. That's a part of We the Protesters, and that's the police union contract. So we literally got over 100 police union contracts for big cities in America and dissected each and every one of them to show exactly how it is that police unions protect police in ways that civilians would never have these same protections under the law. So after the police kill someone, like so say in Chicago, they get like all of these breaks. They can go home. They got up to 5 days to make an official statement. Like, it's a bunch of shit that would never, ever happen to regular, everyday people.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of information. So yeah, we've been working, trying to at least shed light on the things that are wrong with the system and the things that are wrong, like the disparities in policing, calling out white supremacy when you see it, calling out white dominant culture in organizations or in these institutions when we see it. And some of it is just ingrained and embedded in it. Like policing has been rotten to its core since it began. So it's not hard to call out what the fuck is wrong with it,
Yeah.
It's just hard to get people to listen or to pay attention.
I check the site frequently, and it's an awesome tool, and I could see just based off of that and something that you all put together, why they might have you all on what is it, the high threat list because you pulling back the curtains and you exposing the wizard. So yeah. All right, so let's talk about some more fun stuff. So enough of all of that. We're gonna talk about fun stuff now. Let's talk about you. I don't know if you realize this or not, but you are the first person I've interviewed that has a verified Twitter account.
Oh. Okay.
So when you get verified, because most of the people that's listening to this are probably never going to be verified, so we gotta live through you, right?
Oh Lord.
When you get verified, do you just log in and you just happen to notice it, or do they tell you, hey, by the way, you're verified now?
Yeah, no, you just literally notice it.
When
I was driving home. I don't ever talk about being verified on Twitter. Like, I know that would be a complete thing. I didn't know when it was happening, or I didn't know that it was going to happen. I was driving from Chicago to St. Louis, and like literally my app just closed, and I was like, "Holy shit, they got me! Like the feds really fucking got me! Like they turned my whole goddamn Twitter off. Like this is crazy." And it turns out like my app started back up on its own. I was like, oh, this is really wild. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then it like showed me like, you're now verified. Here's how your new page looks. Here's how your notifications work, blah, blah. And I was like, what? Like, in order to do this, you gotta straight take everything from me, though. Like, you can tell me, like, I can get an email
Right.
first or something. You know, it's pretty wild.
So, what is it like tweeting from behind a verified account? Like, do you see things differently, or is it just really just a blue check?
No, it's really, I'm not gonna say it's like super different, but like my notifications could be way less violent than they are. Like there's an option to like filter things that are like with words, keywords that are marked as like could be violent or could be inappropriate or whatever. But then that would basically be my whole timeline, everything in my mentions. Like that's what I talk about on Twitter. So death-related topics, like I wouldn't be able to interact with anybody. And then, so yeah, I still get the notification section and the mention section like everybody else. And then there is a section where you can see when only verified people talk to you.
So it's like a little club.
I go that far. Yeah, you can check all three and see what's happening, and just because I used to wonder that all the time, like how the hell do they see what each other are saying, like, with all these followers that they have?
Wow. Okay. All right. I got you. Do you have any insight about what it takes to be verified? Because I know people want to know that.
What you mean?
Like people always ask, how do you get verified? What can I do to get verified? What does Twitter need to know?
Oh no, I have no clue. I went to Twitter and I still have no clue.
Okay.
I have nothing.
You have so Deray is followed by Beyonce, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that's one thing. That's cool. But you've been acknowledged by Beyonce's mom.
Yes, I met her mom.
Like so, that's like a level up, right?
You know, meeting Mama Tina, like that was. I don't know how I kept calm. Like you asked me how. Like, it's a big difference between how I've grown now as a person just being an activist. I have no clue how I stayed so calm and or just didn't faint when I met Mama Tina Knowles. Like,
oh, you met her in person?
Yes. What?
Okay.
I hugged her. She was so everything. Like, she is legit just everything. She has such an awesome, like, aura. Her energy is great. She's just really pleasant, really warm, really down to earth. Like I had to calm down. And she was just like, it's okay. And I was just like, oh my God, like, no, why are you so caring and giving? Oh
you
my
don't
God.
Understand. House of Darion is everything to me. Oh my God. Like
she is for sure everything. She's everything. It's great.
How did that happen? Did she seek you out? Did you happen to just be in the same place at the same time? Like how does that
Yeah, no, we were at the same event, and her husband was getting, and he was on this, like we were all on the same list. Mm-hmm. Her husband, myself, Deray, Brittany, Sam, and a few other people, like 100 people. It was like this top 100 list for something. And she was there, and she walked in, and I was just like, holy shit, like that is Beyonce's mother.
So you know, right, there's been conversations between her and Beyonce about you.
I don't know that for certain or for sure.
Guess who I met today? Who you met, Mom? I met Netta. Say what?
Whatever.
You realize it's very likely that that's happened. I don't know if you ever thought about that, but that's what I'm here for.
No. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You know there's a very high likelihood that she at least knows who you are.
Okay, I'll go with that one, but like I'm sure Beyonce has so many other things to like sit and talk about and or think about other than her mama meeting me And that's just me being a humble bass fan. Yes. I don't ever want to be big-headed.
Well, I mean, in terms of, no, it's certainly not about being big-headed, but my point is, Beyonce follows 10 people, the second of which is Deray.
I know, right? Proximity. I'm so close.
Right. So, no, that's super cool, man. That's awesome. What are some of the things, and then there's just a few more things, and I'm gonna get you out of here because I know I've taken up a lot of your time, and I know you got a lot
I'm
of
gonna watch
things
How to Get Away with Murder.
You don't have a DVR?
Yes, I do, but
the director of the show don't send you the screeners?
No.
So you mean to tell me you don't know what's about to happen? I didn't see you the season yet.
No. And I don't ask my friends when I talk to them, like, what happened this week?
Oh, okay,
I'm on my
cool.
business. I'm gonna watch with everybody else.
That'll be not only assholish but douchebaggery as well.
And I'm not above it, but I just don't do it.
So aside from the things that you get from the movement and those things, where do people get you fucked up?
What do you mean?
Where do people get you fucked up? Like, just in general.
Like, at
you
this
got
moment,
me fucked
you
up.
had me fucked up. I don't know. It just depends. Like, it really just does. It depends. It depends on my mood. It depends on how I feel that day. Did I get enough sleep the night before? It just really, really depends. But for the most part, mainly it comes down to like comprehension of things. So like articles, people fight me all the time on like the content of articles, and I'm just like, like I read everything that I post because I know people love trying me and or trying like, coming for me instead of coming for the author of the articles. So, and then there's so much within that. Like, it's usually, if I post anything about men that isn't, like, pleasant or, like, oh, my God, goodness. I just love everything about men, which I never post. Usually it's some guy like, well, why the fuck you ain't saying you old raggedy bitch? And it's just like, hey, shut the fuck up. Like, I suggest you chill. So it's usually articles are the start of the drama, but that's usually like that's not the main point of their issue or their problem.
Okay. Last question. When you get ready to get up and go freedom fight, what's the ratchet song you put on that puts you in that mood to go whoop some ass?
Boosie, fuck the police.
That's what's up.
That ain't gonna change. I'm still from St. Louis. Like, what? And Boosie is still my. Oh, I love Boosie. Not Boosie out of jail Boosie, but pre jail Boosie. I love him. He's definitely been having some fun since he's gotten out of jail, which I'm all about. But like, I remember when Boosie got out of jail, he had that all white outfit on during his press conference. It was so great. I was just like, look at him. I love him.
This has been awesome. I've had a lot of fun, and definitely, again, very proud of you. Wish you all the success in the world. Keep doing what you're doing. Before I let you go, because I've asked all the questions here, do you have any questions that you want to ask me? Anything at all? I'm starting to do this more on my shows. Huh?
When does this go up?
All right, so this is probably going to go up the week after next.
My other question is, what's your favorite podcast to listen to?
Oh, man, that is okay, all right.
And name one, not a group, not several.
Wow, you gonna really put me down for, okay, all right. My favorite podcast to listen to. I listen to so many. Oh, shoot. Can I break it up into categories? Professional and...
Sure.
All right. So my favorite mainstream podcast to listen to is the Adam and Dr. Drew show. They used to do Loveline, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. That's my one of my favorite. For my favorite for professional. Now, my other favorite is the SMS podcast with Shayla Moe and Shoobs, and I've interviewed all three of them, and I'm gonna have them all three come back on and do a show. It's a really awesome show. Three black women that talk about they might have a show about sports, or they may be talking about things that's going on in their lives. I've actually been on their episode and been on their show, and just all things black empowerment. I think you'd actually really love that show, the SMS podcast. You put me on the spot. Now, for the other 800 people that got podcasts, thanks for just ruining that relationship with them. Y'all podcast dope too. She had me on the spot.
Okay, yep, that's it.
Okay, all right. You just fucked up everything. Thanks a lot. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. Okay, all right. So this has been fun. I enjoyed it. I really have.
Yeah,
fun.
me too.
Okay, cool.
Clearly, because we are legit on the phone for forever.
But this ain't like brand new, right? Like we would generally have like decent phone conversations. Yeah, but definitely mention the Deray that you know, I'm gonna let you know when I send the email so you can tell them to look at it.
Okay. Right, that's exactly what everybody needs to do every time they want to contact Deray.
Because I know he's getting a shitload. So
I have to manage my stuff, his stuff, our stuff. It's a lot.
All right, then, cool. Well, we'll talk to you next time then.
I'd like to thank our guests for coming on today. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, send an email to otap@writeme.com. Follow the conversation on Twitter by searching the hashtag OTAP, that's OTAP, or following us on Twitter at OTAP Show. You can find the show on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Android users can listen to the podcast on Podcast Republic. Just download the app and search OTAP Show. On behalf of our guest, I'm your host, Corey, and I'll see you back here next week on the Air Podcast, starring you.
That's why I was like, oh, hell no, we're not talking at 8 o'clock. Like, you said specifically 9.
Do you know my mom? She I called her for something. Do you know she told me to call her back because she was watching Scandal?
That's real.
Like
I don't do anything on Thursday nights. I don't play.
I was sitting there like, no, like you're supposed to be like you like mom 20. I was like, I won't ever call you for nothing. Like you supposed to be mom 24/7. She was like, child, I am, but it's 23 because Scandal on, and you know I'm like, get out of here, mom. I don't even want to talk to you no more. So yeah. All right, so I last saw you at the Bourbon Ball ATL, right?
Right.
Okay, and that was a phenomenal event.
Oh, wait, we're finally talking about the fun shit. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And yes, it was fun. I had a good time.
You that's the cool thing, right? So what I really appreciate was just out of your busy schedule, like you still got time for the homies. Like you came through and I was like, oh, okay, there she go.
Yes, I didn't tell people I was coming. I don't ever really say where I'm going before it happens.
Yeah, because we appreciate that because we didn't want the feds showing up.
I'm sure they were there. But my close friends knew I was coming. Like, we've been talking about outfits for like 3 months. But yeah, I came to the function and it was fun. It was a little too public for me, so like I couldn't have like a lot of fun. Like I didn't kick it like everybody else did, but it was good to see people.
How long did you stay?
Oh, we got there kind of late, but I stayed until the end.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. You did you get a chance to try the bourbon?
I did not. Did I? I did.
I was about to say, did you like
Yes.
it?
I only had one glass. I said, but it was good.
You blew it.
I
You blew it.
know.
I actually checked for that now. That JR Revelry. I checked for that because I enjoyed it that much.
Yeah, it was smooth though.
What's your drink of choice?
I like brown. Brown is my fave. So, yeah, I'm really a big fan. I don't know what happened, but I've turned towards whiskey versus like the usual browns. So, like, I used to drink a lot of, not a lot, but Lord, Remy and Henny.
Yeah.
And now I'm more of I do enjoy bourbon a lot.
That was actually my first drink. I think it was Remy. Remy was my first drink. And I tell this story all the time. It was actually Greg that gave it to me. But I'm a brown person.
Oh God, that does not surprise me.
Are you serious? Because when we last talked, I wasn't drinking. So
no, I'm talking about Greg giving you.
Oh. I told that story on like 2 or 3 episodes, so it's out there. It's cool. So yeah, I'm most and when I interviewed Corn, we set everything up and we talked about the event. I had no idea that it was going to be such a turnout like that. Like I think it was. I think the number was 600 people was in there. I think at one point.
Yeah.
But it was just so much Black excellence, like seriously, and it was peaceful. Everybody had fun. It was cool. It was
a good time.
It was easy to get lost in the crowd of people. Like I walked in, talked a little bit, and then because me and a few people came together, and like we were lost and just got pulled every which way. And I imagine it was the same for you.
Yeah, that was it. I was not prepared. Like I didn't do enough. I don't know. I guess like exercises to get ready to be talked to that much. Like, it was overload, and I know people was probably like, "She funny acting," but I just it was a lot. To be an introvert and be there and then like just trying to be like fake low key. Like, how in the hell can I be low key at a place like this? Like that is impossible. But I was trying to be as polite as I could be, and like it was just good to see like to put names to faces. That was fun.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Cool.
Yeah, Bourbon Ball was great. I'm so proud of Corn and like all the other guys. It was fun.
The whole NSFW crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
My friends.
I told him. I said the next one got to be in Chicago, man. Like if you really serious about selling it out, do it in Chicago.
One.
Yeah, the next one.
Why does it have to be in Chicago?
Well, first of all, Chicago is an awesome city.
I know that.
so that's why it got to be in Chicago, and I love going. Not that I need too many excuses to go. What would you prefer it be?
I feel like New York would be awesome.
New York?
Yes.
New York?
Or Vegas.
All right, so Vegas is definitely like when they pull off the Vegas one, right? So when they pull that one out, like that one is going to be like over the top.